Hi everyone, in this tutorial I'm going to show you how you can make a realistic blowing flag. So we press X to delete the cube. We're going to add mesh plane, press 7, scroll in, and we're going to change this in X direction. So we press SX, look to the left where we can scale it up to 2, something like this. Now we go to edit mode, press tab or go to edit mode, and on this menu transform you can see subdivide. We're going to click on it and we're going to say 50. This means that the plane is subdivided in 50 different pieces. Now we're going to add some material, and I'm going to show you my flag should be blue. So I choose blue, color blue, like that. Intensity at maximum, also over here. Emitting some color 0.4. I'm going to add another color over there because it is on the same shape, which I'm going to call black. We choose over here the black color and do the same. Intensity maximum, also over here, and emitting 0.4. And now we're going to over here to vertex plane selection, face selection, and we zoom in a little bit, right click on that one, and Alt right click on the edge. We hold down the Alt button and press also the Shift button down, and we right click on that one, 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 right click on that one. It's just to show you you can make your own flag with all the colors or things that you want. You can also add a GP file or something else. It's all up to you. It's not really very nice, so I'm going to change it a little bit to that. Leave that one over here. These two also. Separate these two. I'm going to assign. I'm going to select that one. Okay, that one, and that one. And we're going to make these blue. Assign. Okay, so this is done. Now we go to vertex selection over here. We right click on that one. We hold down the Shift button and right click on that one. We go to tools, where we go to vertex group. We're going to press plus, where we're going to have a group. It's named group. If you double click on it, you can say pinning. It's not important, but it's just to show you. And if you now press assign, you have added these 2 points to the pinning group. Later on you'll see why. Okay, we go to object mode again, and we're going to smoothen it. So our flag is now smoothened. Now we open up a little bit until we go to the physics, and we're going to say clutch. Now we choose over here, it's a cotton flag, so choose cotton. We'll leave the mass. Later on we're going to change it. We'll leave spring, air, everything. We only choose pinning, and we're going to select the pinning because I want these 2 points to be pinned. And now we're going to open clutch collision, where we're going to say self collision, and we're going to say the distance at 1. We don't want the cotton to touch or collapse to each other. Okay, now everything is ready. If I let the animation play, you will see that something happens. Why is the flag going down? Because of the gravity that's already on it. So I don't want it in that direction. I want my flag to fall like this. So I open up over here where we have the gravity, and we're going to change the gravity to Z value 1 and the Y value -2. If over here you have a different axis, which for instance it is Z over here and X over here, you have to change these values. Okay, you can play a little bit around with it if you want. Now if I let it play now, you will see that my flag falls like this. So you can let it drop like that until you have some sort of crack coming up. Something like this is already good. You can stop it over here, yeah, and you can go back and forward until you have a little bended flag over here and some cracks over here. Later on you'll see why this is necessary. If you go too far, it's not very good at the next step. So I want to start with a flag like that. So what I'm going to do now is we go over here and we're going to repeat everything that we have done. So we go to shape on the this button, we press on the left button, and we're going to say create duplicate like that. We're going to delete, I'm going to call that one my real flag, so call it flag, and we're going to delete the other one because we don't need it anymore. So we're going to start with that flag for everything. Good. Now we're going to select the flag, right click on it, we're going to edit mode, and you see that still these 2 points underneath that one are still selected. So we're going to vertex group again, which we're going to say okay, double click on it, we're going to call it pinning again, and we're going to assign. Okay, we go back to object mode, and everything now is already pointed. We go back to physics, and we're going to clutch again, yeah, and we're going to select cotton if it is not selected already. We're going to change spring to 0, going to press air also 0. We go to the mass, and which we're going to say it is 0.05. Going to clutch collision, which I'm going to say distance is 1, and I'm going to say self collision is on. So everything pinning, don't forget it, and select the pinning points. This meaning that these 2 points are already on. So if we're going to play it back, left click on it, play, you will see that we get a similar idea of that like we had. But this is not good because there is no wind still. So we're going to bring it back on top, and we're going to want to add some wind. Before we do that, we're going to add mesh plane. We're going to move it aside like that, and we're going to rotate it in Y direction. So R, Y, 90 degrees, like this. Going to enlarge it a little bit by pressing S, and enlarge it a little bit. We're going to add force field. Let's go to physics, force field, where we're going to say it's O type width. Pay attention that these 2 or 3 rings has to be to the pointing to the flag. If this is on the other side, rotate your plane by R, Y 180. Now we're going to add some strength to it, let's say 600, and some noise, let's say 10. For the rest, leave everything like it is. Now we're going to press play again, and if you look carefully, my computer is very slow, but you will see that your flag is waving. I'm letting it run, and if it has run, I will come back. So when the animation is almost done, like now, you will get a similar animation like mine in a few seconds. So it's not important that you make your flag larger or smaller or anything. You should become something like this. You can play around with the values. I'm going to say that also. You can play around with the values of strength, which means that the wind is blowing more, so your flag is more bended that way. So this is looking for me like a realistic blowing flag. The only thing that we are missing now is the mast, and also I want to don't see that plane which is going to disappear in my animation. So I'm going to stop it. I'm going to stop it when this is okay for you too, like that. Now I'm going to let it disappear, that plane. I don't want it to see it in my animation, so I click on that, and I don't want it to see it on my screen also, like this. So now I'm going to add something and we're going to select Add Mesh Cylinder, which I'm going to scale down by pressing S, and we're going to scale it down, and we want to rotate it in X direction, so R X 90. Going to move it aside over here, and we're going to scale it down by pressing S. Move it a little bit like this. It's still too big, so S to shrink it, and it looks more like that. Now I want to enlarge it in Y direction, so scrolling a little bit out, so I press SY and enlarge it a little bit. Pay attention that your mouse has to be on this, not far from the center point, so SY again, and enlarge it like that. And now we're going to position it where it should be. I'm going to zoom in a little bit on both types like that, and it has to be more up, a little more up, like this. So I'm going to add a color, and the color is normally white with some intensity over here and some emission of 0.4. That's giving a very nice look. And if we now going to let it play, it should be looking much more realistic. It's good. Now we have only thing that we now have left to do is putting the camera at the correct position, so, and some lights. So if we want some normal lights, we can add environment lighting over here, which is white. We can also choose a background. We can say, okay, over here some blue black light, something like this. Okay, and we want to bring up the camera, and there's the lamp I don't need. We're going to delete it because I've chosen that. And we're going to choose the camera. We're going to bring it somewhere over here in the front, like this 7. Bring it much more up, and this direction we're going to press R to rotate it a little bit. And now, if this is approximately in the range of what we are again, of what we're going to see, then we can press 0. Now we can see what is important, and we're going to press N to lock the camera view, and now we can position the flag where we want, like this. I think everyone already knows how to do that. When it's positioned correctly, you can say, okay, unlock camera view, and we go over here where we want to render our file or animation. First of all, we're going to select, I'm always choosing an AVI file, and we're going to say in which directory we want the output to be, and you can let the animation run. I'm just going to render it so you can show you just one very fast result. The flag is dot, and it's not a very good background. I'm going to change the background to something much easier. You can see everything. But if you have chosen another flag, it's not important. Something like that. Okay, good. And now I can let the animation run, and when the animation has done, I'll come back and show you the results. Until a few minutes. So when the animation has run, you can go over here where you have render, and you can say play rendered animation, and now he will open up a window where you can see your animation. This is a realistic blowing flag. So if you like, please thank you and subscribe to my channel. Bye.